anything. I'm so tired. I'm just so burnt out.
Sometimes both of us have to
I'm so
be
burnt
the
out.
weird one,
I'm so
not
burnt
just me.
Guys, this is the final episode of 2023 here at Black Girl Charm, a charmed rewatch podcast for those who did not know. Are you sighing? Deep sigh?
I'm deep sighing. I'm just, I'm here. I'm tired. I've had a day. Not like your day, but I've had a day.
What was up with your day?
Well, I didn't
Misery
go
loves
to bed.
company. Tell me.
Well, hey guys, I am your SEO compliant co-host Ray, because holiday ears and a sword because it's hitting somebody's SEO. Somebody's searching for black girls with a sword. And
What kind of kink people be searching, man? Black girls with swords. No, there's a girl on TikTok who's like a martial artist and she be doing
she'd
sword
be
shit.
like, I know, I see her. I saw her. I was like, hey,
That's dope.
yeah, I see you.
I
It's been a long time
am.
since Baby's been on the podcast.
It has been a very long time since Baby's been on the podcast. I am your mentally broken co-host. I am quad after they kicked her out. That's where I'm
All
at.
right.
I can monologue if you'd like.
No, because I just watched episode 6.
I'm not watching it.
Somebody has to. And it's going to be me. So I just watched episode 6. And first of all, they are referring to themselves as the core 4, as if this is Scream 6. Every week is another reason to scream about Scream. But like the core 4 from the Scream franchise, as they call themselves, it's just like, oh, that's what you're gonna call it. Well, I mean, Simone is hella loud. She hella loud, so she could be on. Anyway, that's my tizzy rant. But anyway, yeah, it's Jackie, Simone, Toya, and Heavenly, the core 4.
Which is wild because they don't like each other.
Yeah, because you split that up. It's Simone and Toya versus Jackie and Heavenly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though Jackie and Simone are cool. So it's really just Toya and Heavenly.
I don't really think Jackie and Simone are cool. But that's another podcast for another day.
Their midday lunches, Hey girl, I got my salad, you got your salad, let's eat. Yum, yum, yum. Don't look at me like this.
What's on your report for this week?
There's so many things on my report because we almost got into it, so we'll get into it now. Guys, I'm an insomniac. I went to bed one morning at 4:41. It was just like, oh, it's 4:41. You should probably reset your clock now. So I watched Almost Christmas, because it's the holiday season. You to get some kind of joy in this house. And damn it, Monique will do it a lot of the times.
A lot of the times.
Especially in Almost Christmas. Monique's character in Almost Christmas is so... Everybody needs that auntie.
Christina Loren has a holiday book.
You know what?
If you want to go back down that holiday, it's called In a Holidays.
You pull out the old mobile device.
If you want some, I'm looking at my list. There's also the Kingdom of Sweets if you want to do Christmas.
Okay. I'm not a Christmas person because I've worked in
Neither
retail.
am I. Right. It was so funny because I don't know where I was. So one of my and I actually got this from retail, but one of my favorite Christmas songs is the Paul McCartney Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. And most people hate that song, but I love that song. I've loved it because of retail. So it came on when I was getting my brows tinted, which I'll never do again because the dye just fell out my brows. But whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I love this song. And she was like, we've been listening to it since the day after Halloween. And I was like, what? The rage that I would feel. The rage. Because I got my brows tinted, I think, like right before Thanksgiving. And you've been listening to it since November 1st?
We were having holiday meetings at the top of October. No, sorry, at the top of September. Like we were having weekly meetings about what to expect for like shipping and everything like that. And it was just like, yo, I really hate this time of year. And it was September. So like, oh man, yeah.
100%. 100. I'm over it. I
I
remember I told you I was gonna start doing candles again. I
yeah,
was
you
gonna do my little, and I had the whole thing listed out. And I was like, I don't want the headache. Like restarting for Christmas might not be the best thing to do.
oh
So while I
absolutely
have
not.
everything, I just didn't do it. So maybe I'll restart for Valentine's Day. I think in my head I have it mapped out what I want to do, but I would have
Hmm.
to start it like right after, like in January. So
That's
that
fair.
might, I don't, but I might not do that either. See,
Anyway, I finished Midnight Mass.
Did you like it?
I had to take a break because after episode 5, I was like, oh, you
It was a lot,
guys,
right? It was a lot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just episode 5 came on, like ended, and I paused it and like exited out the app. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna like strike's over. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna do it, and I did it. And
It ends and you're just like, okay,
what do I do with this
that's
now?
right. Like, how do I sit with this? But I feel like all of his stuff ends like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't, because I'm not like Ashley Ray has told me about like TV Club, so I don't want to spoil it for the few people who haven't watched it. But the core four, they made their peace with it before things happened, and I
Yeah.
think with that in mind, you kind of have to like it ended how it should have.
Could you just imagine being the person to like disembark the next morning and being like, what the fuck happened here?
Honestly, the fact that the people of color were not on the first boat out of town when the cats came across the shore, I have some questions, but understand a plot has to plot.
Speaking of, so while I am not playing it, I purchased for my husband Resident Evil Village a
Mhm,
couple weeks ago, right? So he just started playing it, and the first, I want to say 45 minutes was kind of boring.
mhm.
But as he's playing it, I told him, I said, we talk about like diversifying video games, but there's no way that you could have a horror based game and have a black person as the main character without like, bro, he goes, so and the game's been out for a while. I think it's been out because it came out during like COVID. So it's been out for a while, but there's a scene where he goes into this room and there's like a mannequin like laying on like a
Mhm.
slab. It almost looks like the bottom of like a crematorium. So it's on a slab and it has like a room for the formaldehyde or whatever.
Yeah.
The room goes dark and somebody starts talking to him through a radio. And then when the lights go on, he don't have no like weapons or nothing like that. And I said, so we're continuing the game? And he's like, well, yeah, I got to. And I was like, well, I understand. You don't have no weapons. So then he goes down a
Gotta
hall and there's a ghost. And I was like, so the game's done. Like, we're finished. We're not playing anymore. And he was like, no, we got to go follow the ghost. And I was like, but you don't have no weapons.
you
And
gonna
he was
find
like, but
weapons along
that's
the
part of the
way.
game, babe. Then he gets to another room and it's like this weird baby blob following him, going goo goo gaga. And I was like, so nobody, he has to like hide under a bed. And I was like, we're going to keep going. And he's like, well, yeah, that's part of the game. And I was like, you have a dead baby that is deformed and a porcelain doll attacking you. to get out of the game, to get out of this section of the game, he had to take a scissor and repeatedly stab the porcelain doll because the porcelain doll apparently embodied somebody else's soul. And I was like, I would never.
Honestly, Ryan used to play Manhunt, and the things you had to do in Manhunt, you ever like wake up out your sleep and then stumble upon somebody playing that game? Absolutely the fuck not. Like you just like an innocent child, like trying to wipe like sleep out of your eye, and then you see your older brother playing a video game where somebody's getting like beheaded, and you have to do that and throw the head across the hall so the people who are looking for you follow the head as it rolls down the hall and you go
I
in the
just
other direction.
but that's smart, right? Like, see, I don't mind that because to me, that is smart. Somebody's chasing me. How do I get them off my trail? Why are we following a ghost with no weapons? Why are we following?
That's the
I
name
don't
of the
understand.
episode.
I just, it don't make no sense to me.
Oh,
Yo, the ghost is playing peekaboo. Like at one point, the ghost playing peekaboo with him, and I was like, you're not concerned that every time you follow the ghost, the lights turn off? This is how bad things happen to good people because y'all don't know when to exit stage left. First off, after he beat the first boss, and this is a spoiler alert if you never played Resident Evil, they gave him a piece of his child's body in a jar. Why are we even continuing? He's like,
it's
well, I got to
not
put
the
all the pieces
same.
of the body together. No, we don't. No. You've only known the child for like 6 months. We good. Like,
It's not the same thing, but it's reminding me of this Grand Theft Auto 5 mission where um you fake your death to end up in the morgue, but the morgue is like at the bottom of like a police precinct. So like you have to go through it with like in your boxer shorts, killing cops on your way out to get some
I just,
file. Oh, whew.
I can 100% understand why, like, horror movies either kill the black person first now. Like it completely makes sense to me because I'd be like, Jan, where are we going? Why are we following the noise, Jan? Jan, it doesn't make any sense. The noise is that way. Let's go this way. There would be no video game. There would be no movie. How about Jan? Jan, our phone still works. Let's call the cops. I don't.
It's like that scene in Scary Movie 2 where Regina Hall is like, all right, let that ghost get that bitch. She fell, let's go get her. Don't, oh, she ain't see me. And she starts like, ah, shit, she saw me. Oh,
It
man.
don't. He's playing right now, and he was like, "So what I gotta do?" Like he was explaining to me. He's like, "So what I gotta do is right." He's like, "You see all of these lichens that, mind you, the lichens are like they're not like frozen, but they're not dead. They're like hooked up to a machine, right? But the machine is powered off. So there's no power in the building. But all of these lichens, right, have like
Mm-hmm.
drills instead of arms and stuff. And there's like 20 of them. I'm like, oh, so the easy thing to do then is to not turn on the power and leave, right? Because we wouldn't turn on the power. Why would we do that? And he goes, well, for me to get the other piece of the baby, I got to turn on the power. No, you don't. She's in a jar. What else do you need to
The
do? She's in
other
a jar.
piece of the baby. The other piece of the baby. Anyway, moving on. So, I've been listening to podcasts and I've
Ooh.
listened to Let's Be Clear with Shannen
Oh.
Doherty. Both episodes.
So
Mm.
I have not listened, but I did read some of the notes. I heard part 2 was supposed to be really, really juicy, but again, end of year is kicking my black ass. So
It's super funny because everybody's just like, this is a 20 odd year feud. And like, I love that this is our like Joan Crawford. But it's funny because Holly's on the podcast this week, and in the first episode, she's like, "So I found out my man was cheating on me, and then the very next day, I found out I had cancer." And it's like, oh,
yeah,
girl,
it's wild because she had to have like a brain tumor removed, right? Like and then he
yeah.
was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come with you." No, you can stay where you at. What you gonna text your hoe while I'm getting brain surgery? I'm good. I'm good.
And then remember in season 2, it was, I know Holly missed one episode because she was sick in
Mm-hmm.
season 1, but she was sick again in season 2, and she had to miss work, and she was in the hospital, and apparently Alyssa and Alyssa's mom was stopping Shannen from going to visit Holly in the hospital. So it's that kind of weird shit that was happening, plus a lot of the standard WB shit, because I also listened
Yeah.
to the
She's
Drama Queens podcast where they're like, the network, we're trying to play all three of us off of each other. So
She said she got smoke for Brad Kern, which you never hear that. You always hear Aaron Spelling. You don't
mhm,
ever hear the smoke for Brad Kern. So that was a first. Alyssa
yeah.
did she like pseudo responded though.
I mean, there's nothing to say because Alyssa, Shannen pretty much said, "You titled your book 'Sorry Not Sorry,' so that told me everything I need to know. You don't give a fuck, so why do I
Which is
care?"
basically what her response was. Her response was like, at this point, you got to find your own peace. I can't. Basically, is what she said. She posted like a picture. You know, one of them like meme pictures where it's like it was like Leonardo DiCaprio with like words on top of it. So
Yeah.
she posted
Oh,
in response.
but it was just like Shannon's response was, you said your own piece. I will never know what the fuck you said in your own piece because you titled your book 'Sorry Not Sorry,' so you didn't even really try to like resolve anything. So if what's the point in me even trying and reading this to get your point of the story? You don't give a fuck.
She don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and it's
I
like,
mean, I mean,
so
honestly, right? Like, what is there to give a fuck about? She clearly became the star of the show. She had a somewhat healthy career after. She's
Mistress had some seasons,
Mistresses had some seasons.
but
She
then
did a
she
couple
left the.
pilots after that too.
But then
I mean,
and then
we're never gonna get a charm with all four of them. It's just not
and
gonna
that's
happen.
fine. That's fair. I feel like that was her way of addressing everything because somebody in the comments will always be like, "Well, Alyssa said in her book, well, I'm never going to read her book, baby. Like your book
That's
wasn't
so
an."
wild though that Alyssa's like they're doing that con and
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa it's on a Friday and everybody else is
Right, else is on Saturday, yeah, and it's just like, some it be like that. It
How do you like
be.
that? So, but apparently Alyssa and Holly have stopped following each other on Instagram.
I mean, okay, so this is how messy Shannon's podcast is because if I'm remembering how, so Holly and Shannen know each other because when Jeffrey Dean Morgan was dating Lara Flynn Boyle, they were in each other's like friend circle, so their friend circles overlapped. So they've been friends for that long and then got Charms, and then Shannen fought for Holly to be on Charm. Like Shannen and Aaron fought for Holly to be
I
Piper.
thought Holly told Shannon to try out for it.
No, she did,
Oh,
but what like they got the show, and then once like it was established that Prue would be Shannen, she wanted Holly to be Piper, but the
because it was
studio did
supposed to be like
some
Holly was
other
supposed to be uh
Phoebe.
Phoebe, right? Okay,
Yeah,
yep, okay.
yeah,
Which would have been so weird. I
yeah.
can't see her as Phoebe.
Yeah, the studio didn't want Holly as Piper, but Shannen and Aaron wanted Holly for Piper, which is probably why she has more smoke for Brad Kern than she does for Aaron because they went to bat for Holly.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, Holly's always going to be closer to Shannen because we went all the way back to like Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lara Flynn Boyle. She got me the job and fought for me to be
Mm-hmm.
Piper. Like, yeah, she didn't last, but I'm here because of her. And
I
I
mean that
mean,
makes sense. Oh, and then she does talk about she does talk about the first Phoebe. Apparently her religion didn't want her to play a witch, and that's why she dropped out.
yeah, I mean, we've seen shots of that test pilot, and a recast was needed. Like,
Oh my God. Oh
have
my
you not
God.
seen it?
I have. I wasn't going to take shots. I just.
I mean, it's not taking a shot. It's just that, like, they wanted friggin' Isaiah Washington for McDreamy, and Isaiah Washington can never be McDreamy. So it just makes sense that Homegirl can never be Phoebe because Alyssa was made for Phoebe.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a
Anything else you've
shot.
been doing besides listening to podcasts?
Yes, because honestly, recapping, let's be clear, makes me feel super messy. So to detox from the messiness, I've been doing morning yoga with Black yogi Nico Marie. Boom. I was like, I remember this. I know this. Because I was
Okay.
like,
Okay.
yeah, quick 10-minute, in the morning, makes me feel good, makes me feel accomplished. Get the heart racing first thing in the afternoon. But that's literally about it. Did you see that we got people recommending books to us in the
I
comments?
did, and I appreciate you guys. I love you. If you're watching, there's the heart. Here's my heart. What have I been doing? I've just been getting my ass beat at work. I literally like last night, I had girl dinner. I had a large peach sweet tea and a slice of carrot cake. I went to sleep. I have not had a solid like dinner in like 3 days. I'm so exhausted. I have, however, I haven't even, so I'm supposed to be reading Iron Flame. And it's not as good as The Fourth Wing. It is dragging. It almost reminds, that's why I don't like it. That makes perfect sense now as I'm talking to you. So
As you're like talking it out.
do you remember what's that stupid book where she talks about twinings and shit like that? And the guy is rich. They made a movie into it, but
50 Shades
the
of Grey?
50 Shades of Grey, she's talking to herself a lot. And I can't, like, oh my God. That's exactly what it is. That's why I don't like it. The internal monologue is driving me fucking crazy.
Nah,
And I
yo.
feel like there was an internal monologue in The Fourth Wing, but it was more like, I'm gonna whoop this motherfucker's ass. I know, like, and now it's almost like needy. And it's like, bitch, it's a man. What are you doing? That's damn. See, thanks, Ray. Thanks, Ray.
I blocked 50 Shades of Grey out and I refuse to support it because.
Do you remember when we were reading that? And why does she keep talking to herself? She don't need dictionary therapy.
No, that was your hang up. My hang up was she knows how to deep throat the first time she's sucking dick.
I remember when
She know how to gawk the first
I
time
mean,
she's
you know,
sucking dick.
maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
She know how to twisty gawk on the first fucking try. Get the absolute fuck out of my face. Like, I literally closed the book. It was like, I know I don't ask
Did
for
you
a
ever
lot.
finish it?
I did. I finished the trilogy because
Okay.
my mom ain't raised no bitch.
It was so bad, but it was so bad. It was so bad. But besides that, I've been looking up banishing spells for narcissists.
Oh. I'm sorry, future now, who has to edit the audio for this. I'm so sorry.
Why I'm keeping it in. That's what I've been doing.
Because you said banishing spells, and the reaction I gave was very loud, and I'm just apologizing.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad in my ear. You were good. You were good. You were good.
You know what? You gonna make me turn this podcast into a TikTok podcast and be like, hey yo, why do men only think $300 is the appropriate amount spent on a date?
I hear nothing you said.
It's fine. It's fine.
All I came back to, my phone started acting up, and it was replaying the beginning of the podcast, which is wild. But it was replaying the beginning of the podcast. I was trying to get it to stop, so I was trying to tell you to hold on. And here you go again with your The fuck, why are you snorting?
Because I was being like a toddler. I was saying it's a good thing, whatever. I was I was quickly going to turn this into a one of those TikTok podcasts that like pit men and women against each other. Hence the that you came into.
I mean, other than that though,
uh
I'm literally existing until I can like shut down my computer and put it like the plan is to shut down my computer and put it away in like a bag so I don't even think about it for the next 2 weeks.
Honestly, I've been seeing a lot of TikToks where people are like, "Why are we all still working?" I thought I thought we all collectively said that this was a circle back time of the year. Why are we all still working? Why are you emailing me? And
With like asking me for dates. I don't know. And I have to keep like I have been reminding people it's in my email signature, my out of office dates. So you have known for a good month that I will not be here. Why are you emailing me dates on something? I don't know. I will deal with that when I get back, which is what I've been saying. Like, oh, it is so wild that the week I come back is already fully blocked off. Fully blocked off with meetings. I'm now scheduling into the 3rd week of January.
you are
Leave
a
me
better person
alone.
than me.
Like leave me. Like stop talking to me. Don't talk to me anymore. I am exhausted. I've stopped taking, which that probably isn't helping. But I don't want my brain to be like reactive and proactive. So I've stopped taking my ADHD medication. Just leave me alone. Oh my gosh. So
Let's get into
as
this
we get
episode.
into this episode, oh,
I
go
was
ahead.
like, this episode. I don't.
It was a lot. I don't think it's gonna be a long episode at all. I don't think it's gonna be a long episode for us because it only got worse and worse and
If
worse.
bad, the curse. Sorry, and the curse, because gotta be politically correct. The original air date. Well, I remember thinking this when I was doing the pre-pro. The air date is February 15th, 2001. What kind of whack ass Black History Month episode was this? You couldn't even give me another Valentine's Day episode. You had to give me this.
I
I
did not
don't.
want it. I
And the
was.
fact that a Black woman co-wrote this episode makes me.
She was getting her look backs. She was like, "I will not be Coretta Scott King to your Jonathan Major."
I saw a video of him running earlier. That man
Oh
is
gosh.
It just
Not
reminds
to
me of
derail
drunk.
though.
It reminds me of drunk Ray, who just gets drunk and just starts running. Like, I just wanted to.
But not even that. Like people are watching this stuff. They're like, "See, this is just like the Johnny Depp," and I'm like, "But he's also a trash human being too." Like 2 trashes don't make a right. Like everybody in the situation is a garbage human being.
Oh. Anyway, but it's so funny to me that somebody. You know how Variety is doing those actors on actors? So now this week they're releasing like the Michael B. Jordan, Ben Affleck, and Big Brother, Little Brother. And somebody was just like, he had to find a new Big Brother after Jonathan Majors lost his mind. And the fact that like, if you really think in your brain noggin that
She's not good. What's wrong with you?
that Ben Affleck is better than Jonathan Majors, my boy, you are dumb. As Candace said, let's be dense another day. Oh,
All right, let's
you
get
think
into it. This episode's so bad.
y'all really think Dunkin' Donuts and Newports is better Jonathan. Yes,
You know what though? That's exactly how I feel though. Like watching that episode, that meme is exactly like internally how I felt. Like
where everything's on fire.
no, where he's sitting there with the cigarette, just like, why the fuck is life? That's how I felt watching this shit.
I feel like on a good day, it's Dunkin' Donuts and Marlboros. And on a bad day, it's Dunkin' Donuts and Newports. And as a former cigarette smoker, I can say that. I can definitely say that.
I
Because
just this episode was rough. All
oh,
right, who we got? Who we
all right,
got?
so anyway, Monica and Allison, this is their second of 29 writing appearances. They
Okay,
previously they previously wrote Power Outage, where all three sisters were at each other's necks. To go from Power Outage to this is cuckoo bananas, as Jason Mantzoukas will say.
I wonder if it was a situation like allegedly, like Maroon 5, where they were, you can't give us on this shit anymore if you want to stay in the business. You better write other shit besides this.
No, so apparently, and Holly said this in Shannon's episode, in her appearance on Shannon's
Podcast.
podcast. Um, Kern would come in there and be like, "I'm gonna do a rewrite," so he would have final say on all scripts.
Okay, Tyler Perry.
Yeah, so like anytime I forgot what the exact phrase is, but like anytime like Piper would say something like "this is freaking weird" or like "I think it is freaking weird" or something like that, that's Brad Kern. He would always like throw that in there, like in an episode for no reason, and he'd be
That's so
like,
weird.
after a while, it can't be weird. So yes, they had different writers, but Brad
Ah,
was making sure he had final say.
okay. That makes
So
sense.
I feel like yes, it does. Like in my heart of hearts, I cannot believe Monica, a black woman who gave us Power Outage, willingly wrote this episode because what in the roots is this?
You know, that makes sense. All of this is starting to click for me. This makes sense now. You know, Brad Kern was the executive producer for NCIS New Orleans until he got fired
Mm,
because he harassed and penalized women and made racially insensitive statements. But
mm,
that makes 100% like, I can't think of the guy's name, but the guy, oh gosh, on New Orleans, a really cornball guy. This is all starting to click now. This is why he was
Lucas
corny.
Black?
Yes.
Give me my fucking money.
I always said if I ever get on one of them shows, I'm gonna just call you like, so that guy, remember the guy, he got like the big fuzzy eyebrows and he was on this show back in the day. You got me. I'll share it with you. My soulmate.
First of all, the villain in this episode had Rudy Giuliani teeth, so immediately I was not okay. Anyway, Shannon,
Yo, what is wrong with you?
I love this time delay. I love the time delay because it hits when it needs to. Anyway, Shannon directed this episode, and
She
good
did.
sis, of all the episodes you chose to direct, you were like, you know what? I'm not gonna take this opportunity to bash her. I'm gonna think about it. Two women wrote this episode. Brad liked to have final say on everything. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna fight for these girls. I'm gonna fight for the women. If we gotta deal with this, we gonna deal with it together. And that's all I'm gonna say.
I know why she directed this episode. I know. Because she was gonna be with her boo, Julian, and there's that scene where they first make it into like
Mm-hmm.
the other passage, and he's like pushed up on her.
Is that
Oh,
not
the
one of?
passion, the passion.
Yeah, she was like, "Ooh, this sucks. I hate it. Ugh, I hold his
Yeah,
hand. Yeah." Like, all right.
They definitely had really good enemies to lovers passion in this episode.
Michael Grayas as Bo Lightfeather, excuse me. 67 total acting credits, including 1923, True Detective, and Fear the Walking Dead. Kimberly Norris as Isabel Lightfeather. 47 total acting credits, including Reservation Dogs.
I've seen Reservation Dogs.
Ed Lauter as Sutter. Rest in peace, because he died in 2013. He had a total of 208 credits that included Shameless, Psych, and a season 4 episode of ER. Because you guys know from last week's episode, I'm watching ER, baby. And when those Rudy Giuliani teeth showed up on my screen right after I turned off Charmed, this episode specifically, and saw him, I was like, oh, he's coming for me. He's finding me. I'm scared. But he has 208 credits, so of course he's going to be on a lot of shows.
What's wrong with you?
Last but not least, Blake Gibbons as Gil. A total of 68 credits, including General Hospital as, what else? A bartender. His name is Jake in General Hospital too. Anyway, and he's also in an episode of Supernatural as a bartender. Yo, guys, if you guys want to do like a super podcast of Charmed Supernatural at ER, all this knowledge can't go to waste.
I ain't doing ER, but I will do Supernatural with you when we're done. I'm just so afraid because I really like Supernatural, and I feel like we're gonna do the 14 episodes of Supernatural. 14 episodes, 14 seasons, and you're gonna ruin it for me.
You know what? I've done Supernatural enough. I said this on Charmed. You know what?
Right. Is that what we... Because I'm definitely not doing Scandal with you because you're going to ruin that for me. Okay? You're going to ruin that.
First of all, no, because Shonda Rhimes had us out here rooting for Republicans. And if that's not good writing, I don't know what is.
Hold up. So, speaking of that, and I meant to bring it up earlier. So, on top of reading Iron Flame, it was recommended that I read American Queen. And American Queen is the first out of a trilogy. We talked about this, right? Last week.
Did we? Last week we had a lot of false starts. So...
Oh, maybe. So, I've been reading American Queen. So, there's a couple of lines where they talk about like Democrats. Mm-hmm. And it's so weird because I mean I've read political books before, but it's never been, oh, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. But like she like was kind of snarly at Democrats, and I was like, all right, ma'am, I don't even know if I want to read the rest of the books because like ew. Then I saw a review that said it almost felt like it was like a Trump loving book. And I was like, and I was already reading it, and so I didn't want to go into the review and it ruin it for me. But I can kind of, sort of pick up pieces. It was weird. It was really, it wasn't a bad book, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, IMDb synopsis is: Phoebe somehow becomes psychically and physically linked with the violent past of an Old West ghost. So stupidly written. And I should read these before I fucking come on air. Phoebe somehow becomes physically and psychically linked with the violent past of an Old West ghost town, complete with horses, petticoats, cowboys, and 6-shooters, and Prue must go back in time to save her sister from a horrifying fate. What the fuck was that?
That's a lot. Somebody was having a good old time with the thesaurus.
Whoa, what did they have in the olden times? Petticoats. They definitely had horses. Like, all right, relax.
I don't even remember anybody wearing anybody of importance wearing a petticoat. Because she didn't want to wear a dress because she said it looked like a prostitute's dress.
We're going to get into how Prue not using her her big brain right now. Anyway, Phoebe's visit to a ghost. Oh, sorry, the IMDb synopsis. The DVD synopsis is Phoebe's visit to a ghost town becomes a nightmare, and when Leo can't help her, Prue and Cole must unravel the mystery to save her. Because this is an old-timey episode, there is no music, there's no real trivia outside of supposedly Prue shouldn't be able to use her powers in this time, but I say she can because technically they're not going back in time, they're in another dimension, so her powers still exist. What say you?
Yeah. I would agree. It's a time loop. So you're already kind of like, it's still present day, but just in a different plane.
You see.
So she could use it.
Yeah. And the title is obviously taken from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, another Western movie, yada, yada, yada. The Black Girl Charm synopsis is, while checking out a ghost town with her father, Phoebe has a lively premonition that leaves her first with a bloody lip, and later on, she is shot. Phoebe is psychically linked to the ghost of Bo Lightfeather. This tragic death triggers a time loop. To save Phoebe, Prue and Cole travel interdimensionally to break the loop. Meanwhile, Piper's wedding has another hiccup when it is revealed that Victor doesn't know Leo's magical secret. Where do you want to jump in, dear?
Hey, daddy's a bitch. Like a whole ass bitch. Like, how you gonna take me to a place knowing I'm a witch, knowing I got premonitions, that is potentially a ghost town, and not tell me nothing?
Sorry, you said take me to a place, and I heard take me to another place. Sorry.
Like, it
doesn't make sense.
And then over like a business deal too. Again, here he is putting money over family. And I'm pretty sure with Phoebe being the youngest child, she would have done anything for her daddy. Like, she's 100% a daddy's girl. If he had told her what it was for, she would have been able to like protect herself better. I wouldn't even say do research because none of them do research. None of them do research unless it's about her man. She do the research.
Yeah, it was just, and like Phoebe calls him out on it, and I'm proud of her. She's like, "Why'd you bring me out here?" He's like, I just want to spend some time with you. And she's like, "You're a liar, cause I'm a liar."
And I'm glad, the self-awareness to know that you're a manipulative little bitch. She got some kudos from me for that.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, this reminds me of like a Supernatural episode, and I feel like they probably did it better. But Supernatural did have a civil rights episode. They definitely did. Anyway, I don't know why that episode tickles me, but it does. Anyway, Phoebe hears the sounds of a lively town, even though everything is deserted. She eventually gets walloped. Her lip gets split, and they're like, "We gotta skedaddle." Bad feng shui.
That's how I knew this episode was gonna go. Also, you're a horrible dad. No, like, you're just like, the fact that he doesn't even, I don't expect you to immerse yourself into whatever your daughters are doing on a day-to-day basis, but he didn't even know what she did.
I mean, she don't got no active power, so how could he know? I know. But it's just like, yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. But for him to be so bitter, go ahead.
No, like, it's pretty dismissive for him to just be like, that feng shui, whatever, the thing that you do, yada, yada, yada. And it's just like, at least take some kind of, like, I'm pretty sure the sisters have walked you through this, especially if you and Prue are in a better place. Because what we see after Phoebe gets punched in the face is Piper setting up for her rehearsal dinner, and Prue is like, "All right, you got 6 plates. There's 5 people. What's going on?" And she doesn't even flinch when she says "Dad." She's just very calm about it, very matter of fact about it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, it's cool. And
The sixth
while
plate was for her mom to be there in spirit, which I thought was really sweet.
yeah, and
But
Leo orbs in and ruins the moment,
mm-hmm.
and he's just, should I go away? Blah 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 blah. Piper wants him to have wants to play a more active part in their rehearsal dinner / wedding. But if last week's episode didn't convince you that he wasn't going to be an active participant, why are you still acting this week? But yet again, so who knows what? As this is
What's wrong
happening,
with you?
uh, Phoebe and her dad walk in. She's bleeding. Leo goes to heal her. She stops him because obviously
Well, Cole
what I
comes, right?
miss
Cole's
is
already there at that point.
no, you're hella early.
Am I
No,
hella early?
because
I thought he got there
yeah,
first.
nope, it's
Okay.
Phoebe and Dad come in. Um, Phoebe explains what's going on. She tells Dad to go on the porch and get the boxes. While Dad is on the porch, she's like, "Dad don't know that Leo's a white lighter. Figure that shit the fuck out."
Right, you're right.
Dad comes back
You're right.
in. They start talking, but the 4 of them start talking as if it's business as usual. But because Victor doesn't know that Leo's a white lighter, he's like, "Leo, why you in a business? Let's go get something to eat." While they go dip off and go to a restaurant. And
Yep.
then, while they're on their way to the restaurant, Cole knocks on the door. Prue gets it and then tosses his ass across the room.
That was funny.
And
That was funny.
I
That
mean,
man's trying to show her that he is all beat up without her. He is unshaven, but he smell good.
and
He smell good. Yeah, like
I don't even know what you said. All I know is it said you said it sounds he smells like, and it just went out, and I was like, well, I don't know what
oh,
that
I
was.
said it
So
looks like he smells good. Like I don't know, like pepper, some spice.
I get it. I see.
Ooh, like some gun smoke, like that. Like not sulfur, but like a gun smoke type
Mhm.
of.
I'm
Yeah,
picking up what you put in now.
that red looked really good on him too.
Mhm. Came through with the brunch sweater on and everything.
he
Brunch sweater, flowers.
he probably had on the
He put
Chelsea
the
boots.
flowers as Prue flung his ass across the room. Phoebe was like, I don't know why he here. I don't like him. He dropped the surprise, like he was been back since last week, and they were like, since last week, what the fuck?
They were like, we know he been back, but you talking to him, bitch? What? And she was like, look. I was only talking to him, let him know this is over between us. You know,
The video I posted with your shiny ass chin says differently,
it
but
does say
continue.
different. So Cole is telling her, like, it doesn't matter what, I'm always going to be tracking you down. Like, I'm always going to be here waiting for you. And I realize that only works with the right man.
I know, because as the men's would say, if he ugly, that shit won't work.
I think you could be attractive too, and it wouldn't work. I'm like, all right, you getting a little hostile. Okay, where is my restraining order? Where is the beer spray? But I don't know. There's something about that swag that I was like, all right, you can stop me. I'm okay with that.
While this is happening, Leo and Victor are having lunch, and Victor
That
is
was
like,
funny.
let me tell you about the real ops. Demons, you don't gotta worry about demons, to be honest, because demons is part of regular life. But the white lighters, though, you know about white lighters? Because they some hoe ass tricks, and I'll never forgive them.
I really feel that it's Victor's to blame. 100% it's Victor to blame.
Nah,
to the
So,
demise of their relationship, because the fact that you couldn't even give a damn about what your daughters do. I know Patty was trying to like have conversation, you know, that bedside conversation as you get ready to fall asleep, and she was talking to him and he just rolled over and started snoring. I know it. This man don't give a shit.
but is this
Nobody is at fault, but come on.
I was gonna say, like, is this a symptom of him only finding out that you're a witch after you got married? Yo, what the fuck was that? Girl, you a what?
I mean, but now you see where the girls get it from, right?
Word. You a what? So Victor finds out his wife is I mean, I hate to be on the side of a toxic man, but if you trapped me into a marriage, then told me, hey, by the way, I'm a witch, then had some random ass man orbit in and out of my damn house at random hours of the night being like, oh, that's just my white lighter, Sam. I'm gonna feel some type of way too. Like, she not exactly like rose quartz, but she kind of like rose quartz.
Damn, that's what you gonna go with. I mean, Victor's just a bum too.
Victor's
she
a horrible
probably
person.
picked the most right. She probably picked the weakest man she could, because Victor ain't even put up no fight, right? It's him took this woman, and that was it. And now he's bitter and they both dead. Like, come on. You won this battle, clearly.
I mean, if you put it that way.
Hey, poor Leo. Poor Leo is sitting here sweating bullets, just 100% sweating bullets. Because he's like, how do I tell my father-in-law I am a white lighter? He was, and then of course, back at the manor, Phoebe gets a premonition of Bo getting shot. She gets shot, and they got to call for their white lighter, which was the most awkward leaving scene ever.
First of all, why does Leo consistently expose magic? Because that diner was not empty.
He was gonna excuse himself and go to the bathroom and just leave him with the tab or something like that, right?
Yeah, like
nope.
Why didn't you
he
take
did it
him
right
to
there.
P3? Like, you should have gone to P3. Like, the scene should have been set in P3. So you could orb out and it not be weird. You being at some random tandem ass motherfucking restaurant. You being at Mike's Diner. Orbing out in the middle of the day. Like, people are here, sir. The fuck? What was that blue light that's blinding me? But anyway, Leo gets to the house. He tries to save her. Or, well, heal her. It doesn't work. He looking at Cole like, why are you here? Ugh. My bosses don't know what
he looks at Cole like, but I can't do nothing.
Because you're not supposed to be here. You spitting. You definitely spitting. You definitely doing my job for me. Like, you're hella informed. How are you this informed? Look, I just got here. The fact that they made evil so intelligent. Like, nobody on the good guys team ever read a book. How the fuck is that even a magic school when y'all motherfuckers are the dumbest motherfuckers ever? Y'all couldn't figure out a high priestess? Your white lighter couldn't figure out. I would say
something, but we'd have to edit it out. So I'm just gonna.
Like I was like, last week your fucking white lighter couldn't put 2 and 2 together. That a high priestess would have like magic blocking powers, which is why you couldn't figure out where Prue was. So we have to turn to fucking Cole this week. I mean, last week. This week?
And yes,
he gotta break down psychic links for y'all?
Yes, we did. We went to Cole. We did. Ooh.
You right. I'm not mad that we went to Cole, but like, as a person who's supposed to be my bodyguard, you're not investigating danger the way you're supposed to, and I don't like it.
So they decide that Cole and Prue are going to go to... Cole and Prue are going to go to the ghost town on the different plane.
Because good can't work with evil. but you working with Phoebe ass every other fucking week. But continue.
And Leo and Piper are gonna go to the ghost town in this plane. I was like, so we just gonna leave Phoebe here? Just gonna leave her? We just gonna leave her alone? Okay. But Victor walks in pissed off as fuck. And then like that's time not to play sad.
He's looking like a piece of shit. And I was like, oh, WB, you stopped it.
WB. So Victor decides to stay, or Victor is told to stay with Phoebe. And then we get into the ghost town.
That was a good scene. I will give Alyssa her flowers because Victor is pissed. Piper's like, not now. Leo's like, I'm about to get punched in the face. And Phoebe, like the baby she is like, please don't yell at me. I've been shot. And I was like, okay, that's cute. I
actually didn't really like that scene.
1 star for Alyssa.
I don't know. I didn't like that scene too much. Like who the fuck are you? I like the guy who plays Victor. I think he plays Victor very well.
Mm-hmm.
But don't be in my house yelling and screaming. You don't pay no bills here. You abandoned me. Fuck you. Where is Angry Prue when you needed her?
Trying to save this whole ass life.
So they get to the ghost town, and this is that hot scene where they shimmer in, and they're like all up against the side of the saloon.
Well, Prue's like trying to go head first, and he's like, "Nah, baby, we gotta blend in. Let's go.
We gotta blend in." Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's doing the book top pose.
Yes, he's doing the book top pose. It was hot.
Yeah.
Rawr. You could tell they were fucking.
Mm-hmm. The way she like her hair behind her ear. Anyway.
So we find out that Sutter is a powerful man. He is out. Oh, so even before that, they don't have the right clothes because clearly they're from another time and place. But somebody dies, and Cole ends up taking his clothes, and she was able to find some other clothes. And they go to the saloon, and the bartender is like, "Take this drink and get the fuck out of town." And
this scene this scene irks me because you are a history major. You know exactly how men talk to women this day and age. Why are you acting like this? Like, I get, like, women power! But you could have come in with the Sutter information. You could have came in with the Sutter information better. It just, I know she knows better. So why would you write her like this?
Because she's trying to prove something to Cole. That's the only reason I could think of. So while all this is happening, Sutter and his henchmen come in, and they are trying to get Bo's sister to tell him where Bo is. They're trying to get another guy, Cal, to...
He says, I took the liberty of printing out the newspaper. Half-breed to die at sundown.
I was trying to avoid it because that's when I knew... That is when I knew that this episode wasn't...
We cannot escape. Because they said half-breed like 3 more times on the show. And I'm like...
A half-breed? You should call me a muggle? Like...
Word.
What?
Word. No, not muggle, mudblood.
A mudblood, excuse me. It bothered me and I was trying to skip it. But basically... Obviously, Cal is lying. Sutter knows Cal's lying. One of his henchmen goes to stab Cal. And of course, Prue was like, not on my watch. I'm a good witch. And a bar fight ensues. Cole was going to blow that motherfucker over.
First of all, I know for a fact I will be posting the shoddy coming out of him pulling out the shoddy. Because him pulling out that shoddy is on par with Wesley from Angel using the shoddy on the monster.
I was like, where did it even come from? But it was smooth. It was smooth. The way he held it too, like, play with me if you will. Play with me if you will. And Prue's just,
Hunt me, crocodile. So Sutter, hunt me.
Sutter is like, not the time. Sutter is like, not the time, not the place, bitches. Roll out! And they all leave.
Decepticons. I mean,
Right? So Isabel starts to talk to Cole and Sutter and Cole and Prue, and is explaining why Sutter is the bad guy in the situation. He is here to basically raise the town. He wants to basically take over the town, put down railroad tracks, basically be mafioso, and have everybody pay him out on a weekly, daily, monthly basis. And his brother was like, absolutely not, and was trying to get the townspeople to do the same thing, but townspeople are cowards. And so even though they tried to after Sutter shot the sheriff, but he did not shoot the deputy, the townspeople were like, we'll give you $10 every week or whatever it is. And she leads them to where her brother is. First of all, why y'all having this conversation out loud? Why are y'all having this conversation out loud? Why have you agreed to take these random people to see your brother for whatever reason, right? Because they have a gift, they know, whatever.
Yeah. They've been living this day every fucking day for the last how many years? And this is the first time that anybody ever stood up to Sutter.
So they leave, and without pause, because I was going to skip it, strike two. We find out that he too is gifted, and he too has premonitions, right? But they don't call it premonitions, they call it dreams, because his dad was a medicine man. And what was his dad called? Soaring Crow, because we couldn't come up with any other indigenous name but that.
Hey man. Bow Light Feather. Kingsley Shackle Bot. We ain't get nowhere. We have gotten nowhere. We have gotten absolutely the fuck nowhere.
They go to ride off with Bo. No, again, and I am upset with Cole because Cole has been running from the source, right? Don't get with these girls and act stupid. Why are you not checking your six? Why are you not making sure that there is nobody following you? Somebody's following them. While this is happening, in the present, Piper and Leo go through the ghost town to enter the old saloon because the crow happens to lead Piper to the saloon. And the same newspaper that Sutter held back in present day or different plane or however you want to call it is what Piper was able to find.
This is where we hear half-breed again. Because Leo
You
really
didn't have to
can't.
bring it up.
Leo's like, half-breed to die. And then gonna tell Piper, you have to keep bringing attention to the half-breed, and I don't like it. I don't like this.
So we find out that instead of midnight, they only have until sundown because that's when
Bo gets shot
in the back of the head. Phoebe realizes that she's about to die. She says it's just something that she feels on the inside, Daddy. Excuse me, Daddy. There's just something that I feel on the inside. And
honestly, there's an episode of Scrubs that talks about that has a patient who's dying, and Donald Faison's character sits with him and explains to him what death feels like. So it's a very awesome episode and a very sad episode too, and I was like, you know what? She gotta know. She gotta know how to screw.
I mean, I know it's just coming from Phoebe. It just didn't. I mean, coming from Phoebe, and then everything else that's going on.
Phoebe has.
It don't hit the same way.
It don't hit
the same way. So Victor's like, not my baby. This ain't happening. And that's when Leo and Piper orbit, and they're like,
honestly,
Piper is like, you don't give me a vision. You don't give me a vision.
Nah, Victor rightfully losing his temper because you a fucking medic. You don't know how to give her no comfort. You don't know how to make her feel better. You a white lighter. You can't make her feel good. You can't do nothing. Y'all can't.
You know what? If Victor was around to see all the fuck shit that happens on a daily basis, then he can have a say. But I don't need two bum ass men in my life telling me what's wrong and what's right. Okay, fuck you, Victor. It's bad enough we gotta deal with Leo.
You absolutely right. But any opportunity, look, If a broke boy is telling you that you a fuck boy, you a fuck boy. I'm sorry. If the scam artist, if the scammer is calling you out on your bullshit, like first of all, I'm okay. This is why I'm gonna give it to. This is why I'm gonna give it to Victor yelling at fucking Pipe. I mean, yelling at Leo. My homegirl's brother is a crackhead, and he was cursing out her baby father for being a deadbeat. He was like, "I'm a crackhead, but you a deadbeat, and that's worse. If a crackhead is telling you that you are fucking up at life,
oh my God,
you gotta listen to the crackhead." Therefore,
oh my God,
therefore,
oh my God.
therefore, Victor yelling at Leo was justified.
Oh my God. So I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna keep going. So we get to the church that Bo is hiding out at, and Cole tries to use this opportunity to get Prue. Like, sir, this is not the time or the place. Like, my sister is dying. What are you doing? He's trying to get Prue to trust him, and Prue was like, when we get back, you need to go. Like, I don't want you around, okay? This was a one-time only affair. And if you don't want to be vanquished, if you want to be fricasseed, you out of here. And Cole said, well, do what you gotta do, homie. That's what you feel you gotta do? Because the only way you're gonna get me from leaving your sister alone is to kill me. So leap, bitch.
And to be honest, I can't even be mad at fucking Prue right now because you are giving off crazy. You are crazy.
He's half demon. What are y'all expecting? He's half demon and a man. What are you expecting here?
I'm not gonna say her name, but I'm gonna say it. Redacted. Redacted. That is.
What?
That is. Exactly. Exactly.
We get
exactly. It's giving that, and therefore
no, it's not. Not at all.
No. Trust me, no. Yes, because how that man was gleefully laughing at the end of the episode.
I loved it. But just the fact that, like, I understand that you want to be in my sister's life, but she's dying right now. So can we make sure we save her before you try to do anything else? Like, sir.
Also,
this is a man who is.
My sister would want me to save these people as well. Like, if you really loved my sister, you would know that.
Are we talking about Phoebe? Because I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wouldn't care.
Somebody has to be the nice one.
Somebody. So they finally go upstairs. Bo is dying. Is dying from his gunshot wound. But he's looking at his sister like, why did you bring these white people?
He did, and you know what? He took one look at Cole and was like, "You got that same look Sutter got in his eyes, and I don't trust you. I mean, I trust it. Get him out of here. Her, I don't know, but him, for sure, he gotta go."
She was like, "I don't have that look. Look at me. Look at my eyes. I don't have that." He was like, "You probably just hide it better."
Can you feel my pain? Am I your enemy?
So they have a whole conversation, and Prue is basically trying to explain to Bo that they're all gifted, that Phoebe had a vision, and then they do this like, they're like, "Show him your gift, Cole." I thought Cole was going to turn to Balthazar, but he shimmied. He shimmied from one side
smart.
to the other.
This was definitely not the time for Balthazar.
I mean, you already said I'm an evil motherfucker, so I might as well show you the evil that live with it. See? I could never be.
See, exactly.
The other side. I couldn't. And then Prue ends up using her powers to take the bullet out of him, which that was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot. At the newspaper, however, Sutter is trying to find out why his men can't find this dude. He's like, he's a half-breed. What are you guys doing? Like, he is below. Like, I mean, the cockiness that he was giving off was disgusting. And then Cal pops up, and Cal is like, "Hey, by the way, I know where Bo is hiding." Nobody cared about you, Cal. Like, you already got your hand stabbed. Just shimmer into the background. What was there was no reasoning on why he decided to turn on Bo, and nobody whooped his ass later. How y'all ain't whooped this man's ass? How was he allowed to walk away with both legs? Y'all should have let Cole on him.
Because he was the second person to stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
So Bo is going to accept Prue and Cole's help, but at the same time, Phoebe is now getting a premonition, and she is horrified. That man is being... it was like an episode of Roots. I was uncomfortable.
So I've never seen Roots. Never seen The Color Purple. Or
I've only seen pieces of The Color Purple.
Or
just enough to hold on to my black card.
Or Beloved. But
Beloved is so good.
I've never seen
Beloved. Beloved is really good.
I've never seen Beloved.
Beloved's really good.
But I have seen Amistad, and that was uncomfortable.
Give us me.
They showed us Amistad in the 7th grade, and I was like, y'all are wild.
That's on a school trip. Every time Mel be making me do labor in the house, I'm like, give us me. Give us me.
The fact that that's what we took from Amistad as a general.
I'm mad you said the 7th grade. I was solidly maybe in like the 4th grade when Amistad came out. Hold on. I'm upset now. Can you stop? Like, damn you. 1997. I was in the 6th grade or 5th grade. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so Phoebe is basically... I couldn't take this part seriously because Phoebe is basically...
Jose kept saying, these are back shots. These are 1,000% back shots. I've never seen a slave take it like that before. Oh, I'm sorry to the
So Phoebe is getting whipped at the same time as Bo is in the premonition. She's upset. Victor is trying to wants to do something. Victor just doesn't want to stand here and wait around while his baby girl dies. And Leo was like, it's now up to them. It is now up to Prue and Cole. There is nothing that we can do. This only makes Victor even more upset. But Leo said that, I mean, if you were around, you would know how Prue stands on business. That's the only time y'all gonna hear me say that about Phoebe.
I'm just saying, it just, nah. I just gotta stand. Your job is to guardian angel and heal my baby, and you can't heal my baby. Where is Dr. Green? Somebody pick my baby. My baby is
and
bleeding.
That is why he was like, if I can't do it, Prue and Cole can. And it was at that point that Phoebe said she realizes that she still loves him.
He's not gonna fail because he loves me as much as I love him. Shut up.
So Sutter and his men are ready to take... Oh my God, it comes out of a scene of a slave film. They are ready to drag this man out of the church. You tell me this is not like when the slaves get caught and they're going to drag them to go hang them in front of other... It just made me so uncomfortable.
They dragged him behind a horse.
That's what I'm saying. So Cole is like, absolutely not. Let's just go shimmer this man out and then we can go save everybody. And Prue is mad at that, but that was the original plan. That was the original plan, to go and get Bo, have Leo heal Bo, and then... Like, the fact that you're upset when that was the plan...
I know, but like I said earlier, if you really loved my sister, you would know that we wouldn't let these people suffer.
I guess. That's exactly how he looked too. He was like, whatever. That's what we originally said. Now you want to change the deal, make me look like a bad person? Okay, whatever, fuck you. Bo has now come to the realization that the time loop is not about saving his life. Begin the townspeople actually stand up and do something for somebody who is less fortunate. Like, we are really having a 5th grade history lesson.
To which I said, so where the slavery time loops at?
Well, you head down onto some of them plantations in Louisiana. You can get yourself a time loop right there.
I mean, you're right. You absolutely right. And we gonna soldier on because this episode.
So Bo says that according to the legend in his father's tribe is that they are cursed to live the same day over and over again until they could stand up to Sutter without fear. And so Bo was like, all right, well, let them take me then. Let's see what these townspeople is about, if they's about it. And at the first part, they not. They are letting this man get his ass whooped to the point he don't make a sound. Phoebe is like upset and she's crying out in pain. And Bo is not saying anything to the point where Sutter is like, are you too stupid to scream? Which only enrages Sutter even more.
I mean,
and
we do say that's how you survive a serial killer, is you don't really give them the satisfaction, but
I don't know if I believe that, but Prue and Cole are trying to encourage the townspeople to stand up to Sutter. And when he goes to draw his gun to shoot Bo in the head, the bartender grabs a rifle, shoots Sutter's gun out of his hand, and then that's when finally the townspeople stand up to him and his team. Sutter throws Isabel to the ground. Well, he grabs her first because he's like, well, if you gonna take me, you gotta take Isabel too, but then doesn't stick to that plan, throws her to the ground, jumps on his horse, and then runs away. And then Prue goes to basically, I guess, kill him.
Yeah. Gets rid of him. While this is happening, Cole is like, all right.
He's enjoying himself. He ain't got no bullets. He ain't got no bullets. I think he did it on purpose. I think he missed every single shot. On purpose.
And right as he sets that man ablaze and is gleefully enjoying his victory, Prue walks in and is like, once a villain, always a villain.
But he was a villain.
I know.
I walked that line. I like you just whatever.
Oh,
Prue and Cole back in.
Racism?
You right. Stand on that. Stand on. You can excuse racism, but you can't excuse me being a demon and killing the bad guy here. Like, I don't understand.
Like, he literally.
Get out my face.
Like, some people gotta die. Like, who's gonna miss him? He was over here part of the mob harassing these people that we just saved. Hello. One less oppressor.
They go to shimmer back in. Phoebe's fully recovered. They still have some time to do the wedding rehearsal dinner, which I don't understand how it's a wedding rehearsal dinner if they didn't do a wedding rehearsal, but whatever. Cole is like, well, you know what? This is kind of awkward. I shouldn't be here. I should leave. And Prue was like, damn right, get the fuck out of my house. And Phoebe's like, no, you're going to stay. You're going to stay. Nobody's going to. And it's irritated me even more. Like, I understand typically I would be standing with Phoebe on this, but the extra plate, first of all, it's not your wedding rehearsal dinner. So at least have some like modicum of respect. 2, the extra plate was for their mom.
She wasn't there for the conversation, remember?
But nah, because I feel like Piper's been, I 100% feel that for the last 3 weeks, Piper's been talking about, we got to get mom here. We got to get mom here. Even mom can't be here. You know how Piper is. And the anxiety that Piper has.
Mm-hmm.
Phoebe knew. Phoebe don't give a shit. Phoebe knew. So they kiss and it's just.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
I don't like it when she kisses him. It's just really overly aggressive. And
I saw the video I posted today for Bride. Look,
I saw it.
And like
you did, or yesterday.
Her chin.
It was like glistening.
Honestly, I did that shit at like 2:00 this morning.
It was glistening. Well, it was good. It was good. It was good.
But like, her chin was raw, red, and glistening, and I'm just like, Kisses shouldn't be that violent. I mean, they have their moments where they can be that violent, but girl,
Girl,
relax.
every time, every time. So that's it. They kiss. A crow was on the windowsill, like, job well done.
Supposedly, that's supposed to represent Bo's daddy.
That's what I figured. Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up because I hated this episode.
I already said my tweak. Leo and Victor should have been at P3 having this conversation versus a restaurant so we don't expose magic. But is it next week's episode? I don't know. These episodes are running together. Either way, they exposing magic all throughout this season, like they did last in season 2. But now we finally having consequences. Anyway, yeah, I don't got nothing. I'm rating this like 4 Rudy Giuliani teeth because look at man, you keep like judging me for saying that, but you know people of a certain hue who are also racist have a certain kind of teeth.
You know what's wild though too? It's like you want to just keep with the colonialism and have bad teeth. Like, why does racism and bad teeth go hand in hand? I don't
Like those
understand.
teeth definitely set her hard R.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a man who's married to his cousin, so
You know what? What are you
colonialism.
rating this episode? What are you rating this episode? So you can go to bed.
A 0. I said that.
Oh, I didn't.
A 0. A 0. Not even like a 0 anything. A 0. 0. This was the worst thing that I have been ever forced to watch. Ever. Oh my God.
I watched this episode 3 times for this podcast. And each time when we got to the lashing scene, I was just like, what
it was uncomfortable. That's why I'm saying I'm gonna watch. I watched Supernatural and I was like all hyped up on like new baby smell and delirium for only getting a couple of hours sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it in like 2 weeks. I banged it out in. And we gonna do Supernatural and you're gonna ruin it for me. And you already know how much I hate that man. I hate him. I feel like that's gonna be your rant.
You know what?
Your Leo rant is gonna be my demon blood rant.
So much is beholds. She needs a break. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Happy holidays if you celebrate holidays or the Yuletide. You know, December 20th is going to be a great day to do all your intention work and your magic work for 2024. So don't forget that. We'll make a post.
By the time this episode comes out, I will have a new cocktail called The More the Merrier. So if you are having a Friendsgiving, I hate the holiday bash. If you
hate the holiday bash.
I mean, if you are a retail worker and you trying to get through the holidays, I got you, boo.
You're right.
I got you.
You're right.
I got a cocktail for y'all. It will be dropping today's Wednesday if you're listening to it, so you'll have it tomorrow for Thirsty Thursday. But like I said,
aww,
some witches be hoes. Blessed be.
Some hoes be witches.